Good morning, everyone. I'm going to speak very loudly so that you can hear me. We are also live streaming the event, so to those on live stream, I may sound very loud. For those watching, good morning. My name is Cheryl Van Utegem. I use the pronouns she and her, and I am the superintendent who holds the equity portfolio. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning to raise the pride flag, and thank you for coming closer so you can hear me. Before I turn things over to Jessica Rowden, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the ancestral and treaty lands on which we are gathered today. As I stand here and I look out at all of you, I am thankful for the plants and the trees that are emerging from the land. I'm thankful for the birds that I can hear singing, for the animals that have emerged from their hiding spots after a long winter. And I'm also thankful for the clean water that I draw life from each and every day. I'm thankful for these treaty lands that are steeped in Indigenous histories and the many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. I am honored and I am thankful to teach, to live, and to learn on these lands. I'm also thankful for all of you who have gathered here today, staff, parents, and students. I also respectfully acknowledge that the 2S LGBTQIA+ community is not represented in our speaker group today. I acknowledge this, and this is the first step. As we move forward in this work, we will find, we will listen, and we will honor those voices. We will continue to do better. Thank you. Jessica?
Good morning, everyone. As Cheryl mentioned, we recognize that between she and I, who lead the equity in our board formally, we are not represented, but we are very honored today, and you'll see in a moment when we identify our guest speakers, that we are surrounded by folks who are part of the 2S LGBTQIA community here in the Upper Grand District School Board, leading this work within schools, within their own personal families, within their communities, and within our board. As Cheryl said, I'm Jessica Rowden. I use the pronouns she, her. I'm the Equity Inclusion Lead at the Upper Grand District School Board. As a white, cisgender woman, I leverage my privilege to do the work of equity the best that I can to support my colleagues here in the Upper Grand District School Board. I do this work in the name of dismantling racism and oppression and centering the expertise, celebrations, and contributions of folks who have been historically and continue to be decentered. I first became involved in pride work and social justice work as a student in the Upper Grand District School Board a very long time ago. For the last 10 years, I've had the opportunity and the responsibility to continue this work, to dismantle homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and other forms of hate which exists in the Upper Grand District School Board classrooms, schools, and communities. I'm dedicated to even more rich, intentional, and accountable work within our board. And today it is an honor to continue this work here with you and to introduce today's speakers. I'm going to introduce the speakers one by one as they come up to the podium. Firstly, I'd like to welcome Heather Ginsel. Heather is a vice principal at College Heights Secondary School. She uses the pronouns she, her, and hers, and Heather identifies as a member of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. Welcome, Heather.
Here's what the flag up on the flagpole means to me. I feel welcome and I feel safe. And as I drive around to all the communities and all the schools in the Upper District School Board and I see the flag flown at these schools, I feel great I feel welcome, and I'm excited about this work as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. And as many of us know, Heather comes with a lot of passion and dedication to this work. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Superintendent Tracy Lindsey. Tracy is the Superintendent of Student Support and Program Services. She's also the mother of 5 children. Tracy is a passionate educator who is known for her sharp wit, never-ending wisdom, and ongoing work for students. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Jessica. Good morning, everyone. Last year, when we raised the pride flag at the board office, I sent a photo to my daughter, proud that the Upper Grand District School Board acknowledges and values the commitment to what the flag represents. This year, when I was asked to speak about what raising the pride flag means to me, I realized that I never asked her, a transgender gay woman who is now living her truth, what does the flag mean to her? She told me that the flag represents a promise to work to eliminate hate and discrimination, and that it is a visible sign that she is safe in the space where the flag flies. That really had me think about feeling safe in a space, something that I rarely ever have to consider. As a parent, it makes me both sad and angry to realize that my child needs to consider her safety every day. I believe, standing here today with our students, that the pride flag is a sign that our young people who are passionate, compassionate, and fearless will not rest until all our spaces are safe for people to be their true selves. I am hopeful, but mostly optimistic, that this younger generation will make this world a better place for our 2S LGBTQ+ community. I personally have been amazed by their acceptance and compassion and passion. We, the not so young, need to take our barriers, our biases, our history, and our learned behaviors and get out of the way for them to do so. So today, I can say that for me, the pride flag is a promise that my child is valued, respected, and able to live her life as her true self, free from discrimination, hate, or bias, and that the space that flies the flag is safe for her. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Lindsey, for sharing from both your personal experience and your position of leadership here on the board. I'd next like to welcome Joanna and Rosalina. Joanna, using the pronouns she, her, hers, is mom to Richard and Rosalina. Rosalina is a transgender and socially transitioned student in grade 1 who's been supported incredibly by their teacher, Mrs. Bechtel. Rosalina, using the pronouns she, her, hers, is currently a grade 5 student and very excited to get back to school into learning as soon as possible. Welcome, Joanna and Rosalina.
Hello, I am Rosalina. I feel pretty good about the flag being raised. It makes me feel welcome, and it makes me feel that I know transgender people are equals and LGBTQ+. And
that's good. That's good. When Rosalina first transitioned, I wasn't very familiar with the whole community. We didn't have any experience. And after she transitioned and she first saw the flag at her school, she was so excited. She was so excited and she felt so good about it and so proud of who she is as a transgender girl. So I want to thank the Upper Grand District School Board for helping to support my child and the staff and students at her school as well at Courtright Hills. So thank you very much.
Although our current context makes it hard to hear Rosalina's words of wisdom, I'm reminded about how brave and articulate and what good hands we are as we move forward with the youth of today. Thank you very much, Joanna and Rosalina. Next, I'd like to welcome Thomas and Isabella, who are students from John F. Ross, here to share with us today. Thomas McElthraith is a grade 11 student attending John F. Ross, CVI. Thomas uses he, him pronouns and is proud to be gay. Over the past 2 years, he has worked diligently with the John F. Ross Equity Committee in promoting a safe and inclusive environment for everyone in their community. He has also worked with environmental groups such as Greenhouse Guelph in encouraging sustainability in Guelph and across Ontario. While only 17 years old, he has worked on awareness campaigns, organized events, for which I was fortunate to take one in, and has been involved in writing petitions and sharing delegations to initiate change. Thomas is also an avid musician and hopes to study environmental science in the future. Isabella Urban is a grade 10 student who attends John F. Ross as well. Isabella uses she, her pronouns. As a member of the 2S LGBTQ+ community, she holds related issues close to her heart. She's been involved in pride-related organizations such as the John F. Ross Equity Committee and has attended the Rainbow Coalition Conference at the University of Guelph many times. She is an avid fan of books and enjoys music, especially playing the trumpet as part of the Ross Symphonic Band. Her love of nature extends to environmental issues, and she actively tries to make a difference in this world by doing things like being a member of the Eco Team. Later in life, she hopes to become a lawyer. Welcome, Thomas and Isabella.
Hello, everyone. Happy Pride Month. I'm very grateful to be here today at this Pride celebration, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity to witness this fantastic event. As was mentioned, my name is Thomas, and I'm a grade 11 student at Ross. When I see the pride flag flying across the UGDSB, a few thoughts go through my head. One of the emotions that I feel is a sense of belonging. I feel a sense of community, family, and acceptance. The pride flag is a symbol of inclusivity and empowerment. By raising them, we are saying that everyone within our schools and communities, you, me, everyone, we all belong. We are all valued and loved, and we are all welcome. This feeling of belonging is especially important right now as we're mostly isolated and living in our own little bubbles. Throughout this challenging year, everyone has felt alone and isolated. But seeing the pride flag flying high across the board reminds me that I have a home here, where I feel I truly belong and where I am proud of who I am. And that's another emotion that I feel when I see the pride flag flying. Pride. When I see the flag, I feel happy for who I am. I feel proud of my sexuality, and I feel proud to be a student in the Upper Grand District School Board. When I saw the flag flying at my school last year and the year before, I would look up at it and I would smile. I would smile in admiration, in love, and in happiness for myself and for others. I would smile because by seeing the flag raised, I know that this is a place where 2S LGBTQ+ people are celebrated. Rainbows have always been symbols of joy or luck or better times ahead. And so whenever I see one, I can't help but laugh and be filled with happiness and joy. But there's one other thought that's in my mind when I see the pride flag at this building and across the board, and that's that we cannot stop here. Homophobia exists. Transphobia exists. Biphobia, hate, discrimination, they all exist, and 2S LGBTQ+ people face them in the world, in the media, and in our communities. Yes, flying the flag across the board is an important and significant step, but it doesn't stop hate on its own. We must follow up this action with increased awareness of the stigma and discrimination we face. We must change our language to include more gender-neutral and inclusive terms. We must mandate the flying of the flag across the board. We must have better access to gender-neutral washrooms and change rooms. We must actually celebrate our differences, because it is what makes us different that makes us unique and beautiful. I love how the pride flag is a rainbow. It's an entire spectrum of colors, kind of like how gender identity, sexual orientation, and biological sex are all wide spectrums of their own. And kind of like how all of humanity is one giant spectrum of people. Individually, we are all beautiful people, just like every color of the rainbow is magnificent. But when we all come together, that's when we can make something truly incredible. Thank you, everyone, and happy Pride Month.
Hello, my name is Isabella Urban. I'm a grade 10 student at John F. Ross, and I use she, her pronouns. The pride flag is something extremely important to me as a member of the 2S LGBTQ+ community. Pride is celebrated in the month of June, and with it comes this flag raising. I think that seeing the board raise the flag is an incredible achievement for the 2S LGBTQ+ community. To me, it's a sign of acceptance, a symbol that tells me I can be who I am in that place. It's a symbol of our identity and support. To some, the pride flag is a sign of support that gives staff and students a safe place. It shows that they are accepted in the places where it is raised, which is incredibly important, especially if their homes or families are less so. Around the world, the pride flag is a symbol of inclusivity and empowerment for the 2S LGBTQ+ community. It is an important icon that represents a safe and welcoming space for all. To me, seeing the pride flag being flown is truly amazing. It shows that we, as a community, are being more accepting than ever before. There is more to a safe space than just a flag being flown. The flag is only one part. It does show, however, that the board is making changes to the way things were. It shows that there is only one way to go, which is forwards. Forwards in our attempt to make the community a safer space for people of the 2S LGBTQ+ community, forwards in our attempts to be as inclusive as possible, and forwards in pursuing an inclusive education. The flag is about unity as well. It shows that we are all standing together in the fight against hate and homophobia. Of course, it won't put an end to discrimination on its own. That's something we all need to work towards. We need to follow it up with action, awareness, and acceptance. The Pride flag is a celebration of diversity and a visual reminder that the UGDSB welcomes and supports each and every student. It means so much to me, seeing it fly here, seeing it fly at my school. It means so much to every student, whether they are an ally or a member of the 2S LGBTQ+ community. I'm glad to hear that the UGDSB had set an expectation that all schools and board sites fly the Pride flag, and I hope by next Pride, every school will be required to fly it. Thank you all for listening. The Pride flag means a lot to me and to everyone I know. Happy Pride Month.
Thank you, Thomas and Isabella, for your dedication to this work, the leadership you are providing your peers, your school, and us as a community, and for your reminder that flying the Pride flag is an important component of this work, but not the work, and that we must continue the action of dismantling homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and other forms of hate and oppression. I would now like to invite Dr. Martha Rogers to raise the Pride flag with us here at the Upper Grand District School Board.
Speaking personally for myself, I would like to thank all of those who spoke this morning. I'd like to thank you for your time, for coming here, sharing your voice, and sharing your story. Your words spoke to the importance of the work and why the board has flown the Pride flag for the past 4 years. As a board, we are committed to supporting our 2S LGBTQIA+ community by creating a positive school climate so that all students feel safe to come to school and to learn. The board will continue to educate students, staff, and the community about this work, and will continue to provide schools with learning resources that center on the contributions of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and address homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and other forms of oppression. The Upper Grand is committed to this work. Raising the Pride flag today is not just a performative act. Flying the Pride flag is a symbol of what the Upper Grand District School Board stands for and believes in. You being here today is a reminder to all of us of how far we have come, but of the work we still need to do. Today, June 1st, 2021, the Upper Grand District School Board is proud to raise the Pride flag and celebrate our 2S LGBTQIA+ community. Thank you so much for being here.